There are times when pieces of history would baffle our minds and have us think that it all came from a fictitious book. But lo and behold, it did happen. And today, we have for you 20 intriguing and unbelievable historical facts that would leave you asking, what other wonders does the past hold? 20. Wars caused by food. Throughout history, wars have erupted over more than just territorial disputes or political ideologies. Some even had humble beginnings rooted in food. The spice wars of the 15th and 16th centuries saw European powers vying for control of lucrative spice trade routes, sparking conflicts that spanned the globe. Similarly, the banana wars in the early 20th century involved the United States in military interventions in Central America and the Caribbean, driven in part by the desire to protect banana plantations and American business interests. The scarcity of resources, particularly food, played a role in the Rwandan Civil War in the 1990s. The conflict escalated due to long-standing tensions between ethnic groups, exacerbated by competition for limited agricultural land. These instances underline the surprising and sometimes overlooked role that food resources can play as catalysts for conflict, shaping the course of history in unexpected ways. 19. War caused by sweets. While wars are typically associated with grand geopolitical ambitions or territorial disputes, there's an intriguing historical incident where pastries played a peculiar role in conflict: the Pastry War of 1838. This short-lived conflict arose between France and Mexico, sparked by an incident where a French pastry chef's shop in Mexico City was ransacked. Seeking compensation, the French government demanded payment for damages to French citizens, including 600,000 pesos for the pastry incident. What began as a seemingly trivial dispute over pastries escalated into a full-blown military conflict, with France blockading Mexican ports and bombarding coastal fortifications. Though short-lived, the pastry war symbolizes how seemingly insignificant events, even those involving pastries, can lead to international tensions and military actions. It's a quirky footnote in history, reminding us that conflicts can emerge from the unlikeliest sources, even a dispute over the destruction of a pastry shop. 18. Olympic art medals. From 1912 to 1948, the Olympics included art competitions initiated by Pierre de Frady, the founder of the modern games. These competitions aimed to celebrate both physical and mental prowess, emphasizing the importance of human creativity alongside athletic achievement. Although initially planned for the reintroduction of the modern Olympics in 1894, the art competition debuted in 1912 due to funding constraints. The first year saw 35 submissions, but over the years, its popularity soared. By 1924, more than 190 artists participated, and by 1928, the number surpassed 1,000. The competitions featured diverse artistic expressions, from painting to sculpture, and were a cultural highlight of the Olympics. Despite their initial success, these art competitions were discontinued in 1948, marking a unique chapter in Olympic history where the pursuit of artistic excellence shared the stage with athletic feats. 17. Napoleon was attacked by bunnies. In one of history's quirkiest anecdotes, Napoleon Bonaparte, the formidable French military leader, found himself facing an unexpected adversary: bunnies. The peculiar incident occurred during Napoleon's military campaign in 1807, in what is now known as Poland. As the story goes, a group of hunters had captured numerous rabbits and presented them to Napoleon as a gesture of goodwill. Intrigued, Napoleon saw an opportunity for a light-hearted diversion and decided to set up a rabbit hunt for his entertainment. Little did he anticipate that the seemingly harmless rabbits would turn the tables. When the rabbits were released for the hunt, instead of scattering in fear, they charged en masse toward Napoleon and his party. The bewildered soldiers and onlookers watched as the bunnies, rather than fleeing, swarmed the French leader. In an unexpected twist, the situation became comical as Napoleon had to beat a hasty retreat from the onslaught of fluffy adversaries. Historical accounts vary in detail, and some dismiss the story as folklore. However, the tale of Napoleon being attacked by bunnies has persisted, capturing the imagination of generations. Whether fact or embellishment, it serves as a humorous reminder that even the most powerful figures in history can encounter unforeseen and amusing challenges, even if those challenges come in the form of a bunny brigade. 16. The government poisoned alcohol. During Prohibition in the 1920s, the United States government engaged in a controversial and deadly practice, poisoning industrial alcohols to deter illegal consumption. To discourage bootleggers and protect public health, the government added toxic chemicals like methanol to industrial alcohol, commonly used in manufacturing and commercial products. Unfortunately, desperate individuals seeking alcoholic beverages on the black market unknowingly consumed these poisoned concoctions, leading to a significant number of deaths and injuries. This misguided effort to enforce temperance during the era of Prohibition exemplifies the unintended consequences and human costs of misguided policies. The government's poisoning of alcohol serves as a dark chapter in American history, illustrating the extremes to which authorities went to control the consumption of alcohol during a period marked by social and legislative struggles over temperance. 15. Fidel received more than 600 threats. Fidel Castro, the charismatic and controversial leader of Cuba, faced numerous threats on his life during his long tenure. More than 600 documented attempts to assassinate Castro unfolded over the years, reflecting the intense animosity and geopolitical tensions surrounding his regime. Plots ranged from poisoned cigars to exploding seashells, revealing the lengths some adversaries were willing to go to eliminate the Cuban revolutionary. The United States, particularly during the Cold War, played a significant role in several of these attempts, seeking to undermine Castro's influence in the region. The sheer number and diversity of these threats underscore the volatile nature of Cold War politics and the deep-seated hostilities directed toward Castro, making his survival against such odds a remarkable aspect of 20th century history. 14. Pope Gregory IV waged war against cats. Historically, cats were often associated with superstitions, and in the Middle Ages, they faced periodic persecution due to beliefs in their connection to witchcraft. Pope Gregory IV, who served in the 9th century, was more occupied with ecclesiastical matters and political challenges than engaging in a purported war against cats. The spread of such myths highlights the intricate relationship between historical facts and folklore. While some individuals in various time periods may have expressed negative sentiments towards cats, attributing a specific anti-cat campaign to a pope seems to be an exaggeration or misunderstanding rather than a documented historical reality. It underscores the importance of critically examining historical claims to distinguish between verifiable events and the embellishments that sometimes arise through the passage of time. 13. Mary actually had a lamb. Mary Had a Little Lamb is a beloved nursery rhyme with origins dating back to the early 19th century. Written by Sarah Josepha Hale in 1830, the poem tells the tale of a young girl named Mary and her devoted lamb, which follows her to school. The poem was inspired by an actual event in Sterling, Massachusetts, where a young girl named Mary Sawyer had a pet lamb that she brought to school. The story gained popularity and eventually became the basis for the well-known rhyme. Published in 1830 as part of Hale's collection, Poems for Our Children, the poem's endearing simplicity and catchy rhythm have made it a timeless classic. Over the years, Mary Had a Little Lamb has transcended generations, becoming a staple in children's literature and a cultural touchstone, ensuring that Mary and her little lamb remain eternally woven into the fabric of childhood rhymes. 12. Ketchup was used to treat ailments. Surprisingly, ketchup, now a popular condiment, was once regarded as more than just a flavorful addition to meals. It was considered a medicinal remedy. In the 1830s, Dr. John Cook Bennett, an American physician, promoted ketchup as a cure for ailments such as diarrhea, indigestion, and jaundice. The concoction, known as Dr. Bennett's hygienic tomato catsup, contained tomatoes, along with various spices and vinegar. The belief in the medicinal properties of ketchup persisted for some time, with claims that it could treat a range of maladies. While modern ketchup no longer holds such medicinal associations, this historical perspective adds a unique layer to its evolution from a purported health elixir to a ubiquitous table condiment. The transition from medicine to culinary delight reflects the ever-changing perceptions of food and its role in our lives, showcasing the fascinating intersection of gastronomy and health throughout history. 11. July 4th isn't the real day of independence. Contrary to popular belief, July 4th is not the true Independence Day for all American colonies. While the Continental Congress adopted the Declaration of Independence on July 4, 1776, It wasn't until July 9th, when General George Washington read the document aloud to his troops in New York, that the news spread. In some places, the declaration wasn't proclaimed until weeks later. For New Yorkers, the true Independence Day is often associated with July 9th. Even John Adams, a signer of the Declaration, wrote to his wife expressing the belief that July 2nd, the day the Continental Congress voted for independence, would be celebrated as the nation's birthday. Manufacturing at his Highland Park plant, dramatically reducing the time and cost of producing automobiles. This innovation made cars more affordable and accessible to the general public, transforming the automotive landscape. While Ford's contributions were groundbreaking for manufacturing efficiency, it's essential to recognize the pioneering work of Carl Benz and others in the early development of the automobile. The history of the car is a collaborative tale, with various inventors and visionaries shaping its evolution over time. 8. Washington never had wooden teeth. Contrary to a long-standing myth, George Washington did not have wooden teeth. The misconception likely originated from the discoloration of Washington's teeth, which resulted from factors such as tobacco use, poor dental hygiene, and the consumption of wine that stained his enamel. Washington's dental problems were extensive, and throughout his life, he endured toothaches, decay, and tooth loss. To address these issues, he utilized various dental prosthetics, including dentures made from a combination encounter between Europeans and the Americas. Leif Erikson, a Norse explorer, likely reached North America around the year 1000 AD, almost 5 centuries before Columbus. Furthermore, indigenous peoples had inhabited the Americas for thousands of years, with advanced civilizations like the Aztecs and the Incas flourishing long before Columbus set sail. The idea of discovery perpetuates a Eurocentric perspective that disregards the rich cultures and histories of the indigenous populations. Columbus's 4 voyages did, however, open the door to increased European exploration and colonization of the Americas. While his expeditions had profound consequences, including the Columbian Exchange, it is crucial to acknowledge that discovery is a Eurocentric concept that belittles the vibrant societies that flourished in the Americas before Columbus. Recognizing the complex and multifaceted interactions between diverse cultures, rather than perpetuating a narrative of unilateral discovery, allows for a decline of the sacred status of turkeys. The once divine turkeys are now primarily associated with Thanksgiving feasts rather than religious ceremonies. American and Eurasian tectonic plates added a unique geographical aspect to its historical significance. The democratic ideals practiced at the Althingi have left an enduring legacy, influencing the development of parliamentary systems worldwide. As a testament to its historical importance, Thingvellir was designated a UNESCO World Heritage Site, recognizing its role as the birthplace of Iceland's parliamentary tradition and a symbol of early democratic governance. 1. The War between Britain and Zanzibar. The shortest war in history occurred between Britain and Zanzibar on August 27, 1896. The conflict erupted following the death of the pro-British Sultan Hamad bin Thuwaini and the ascension of his successor, Sultan Khalid bin Bargash, who was not favoured by the British. As tensions escalated, the British issued an ultimatum, demanding that Khalid surrender the throne by 9 a.m. on August 27th. When he refused, the British unleashed their naval power on the Sultan's palace. The bombardment